everyone, welcome back to my channel where I like to make, create, and inspire fun art things with you. Today I have an exciting and easy DIY that I'm so excited to share with you. We will be making a nutcracker out of an old fall sign from Dollar Tree. So if you like to follow along and see how I do it, just keep on watching and let's art today. Moving right into it, we are going to be using this fall sign from Dollar Tree, and I just love this saying. So it was so cute. I didn't really want to touch the front. I will be working on the back of the sign as I normally do anyways. So I'm taking this P150 grit sandpaper that also I purchased at Dollar Tree, and I will be sanding the back of the sign just to give it a little texture so my paint will adhere to it. Now that is all sanded down, I'm just wiping off the excess grit and dust from it, and I will be adding some gesso white paint to the back of the sign. I only use one coat because I will be also adding other colors on top of it, so I just wanted to give it a clean slate and cover the whole thing in white paint. After the paint is completely dried, I am now taking my masking tape and I will be sectioning off 4 sections. And these areas will be making up the nutcracker's body. After I have the placement of the tape where I like it, I am now going to start painting. Now I do go in first at the top, which is the nutcracker's hat, and I give it a good solid 1 coat of black acrylic paint. I am now flipping the sign over, or the nutcracker over, and I will be painting the bottom of the sign black as well, and this will be the boots of the nutcracker. When the paint is completely dried, I am taking the tape off from the area and I'm going to replace it over the black paint so I keep that crisp line that I made earlier. And I do the same thing for the boots as well, because I do not want to get new paint on the area that I just painted. While I wait for the paint to completely dry, I will be mixing up some brown acrylic paint and some white acrylic paint, or my white gesso paint, to make the skin tone of the nutcracker's face. And now that I have the right hue that I'm going for, I will be painting it on. While I am painting on the face, the question of the day is, does anybody else collect nutcrackers? Me and my family do. We have been for years. It's been a tradition from my grandmother. Does anybody else have a collection of nutcrackers? Leave me a comment down below. I am now taking more of that masking tape and I will be putting it in the center of our nutcracker. I am sectioning off this piece so that it will be a accent piece from his jacket, because now I will be taking some red acrylic paint and I will be painting his jacket red. And that might be all a little bit confusing, but trust the process. It does come all together at the end and it looks amazing. Now that the paint is completely dry, I will be removing the tape, and I think this part is really satisfying. I love this project so much that I am going to be making more of these Nutcracker gentlemen, and if you would like to see, leave me a comment down below. Put nutcrackers or more nutcrackers, whatever you like, so that I know to make them with you all. Here's how it looks so far, and here I am just realizing I forgot a piece of tape, so I am removing that nice and slowly for you guys. Look how nice and clean everything comes off, and that's why I like using masking tape, because it doesn't peel the paint off after using it, and it does give you those crisp lines that we were looking for. I will be sketching on the face, but before I get into that, if you can please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Be sure to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you when I upload new content, and I would love for you to be part of my virtual art family. Like I said earlier, I am sketching on the face. And I did have to Google search an image because for the life of me I couldn't think of what the Nutcracker's face looked like on top of my head. So I did a quick search to get a reference to sketch it out on the board before I painted on the face. Now it's time to paint the face. So I noticed in my Google search a lot of the Nutcrackers' noses are a different tone than the actual tone of their face. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm taking the skin tone and I will be adding a little bit of orange until I get a different tone of paint, and then I will fill in the nose. I didn't wait for the paint to completely dry to move on to the eyes, so I'm taking my white gesso paint. I added a couple of dots into the eyeballs. I take a small paintbrush, and as you see here, I'm working in a circular motion to make a perfect circle, or at least close to a perfect circle as I can. I am taking the same black acrylic paint and I will be filling in the eyebrows. And now I am just filling in the mustache with the same black paint. Now I will be adding the details to the eyes, so I'm using a turquoise blue for his pupils, and then I will be using black for the pupil itself, and then I also add a white dot for a highlight. Now that I have the face the way I like it, I will be adding some details to his hat. So I have this little garland from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just cutting it down to size, and I will be kind of making a X with it on his hat. And I will be adhering everything using my hot glue gun. Next, I'm just taking this gold star ornament that I used on a previous project, and I will be hot gluing that on top of the little greenery that we put on his hat. Next, I'm taking this polka dot ribbon and I will be hot gluing it on the top of his boots. I will cut off the excess and then hot glue it down to the sides. After that is glued down, I'm taking that same ribbon and I will be cutting 3 strips of it the same size to be the little strings to hold his jacket or vest together. I'm just finding the perfect placement to put this ribbon down, and then I will be hot gluing it in place. Then I will be taking these foam glittery balls and I will be hot gluing them at the ends of it too to add extra detail. I mentioned that at the very end my camera did cut off, but all I did was add white acrylic paint and black acrylic paint together to make gray, and I made his boots at the very end. And here it is. Look at him. He is so awesome. I just love this. So like I mentioned earlier, this DIY is so simple. All you really need is a bunch of paint, because you can also paint on those little ties or his little accent on his hat. But I just absolutely love this. If you enjoyed it as much as I do, please give this video a thumbs up. It really does help my channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Be sure to click on the bell so that you can be notified every time I upload new videos. And I thank you so much for tuning in and watching, and I will see you in the next one.